How do we let our burdens down? How do we give them to Jesus? I had this question the other day, and I often have questions when I'm reading the Bible, like how do I practically put this into practice? So I was reading Matthew 11, and at the end of Matthew 11, verses 28 through 30, I'll just read it to you. Then Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." So my question was, okay, you want me to give you all my burdens, and I get that. And I understand when I do, I will find rest in you. But how do I really give you all my burdens? And as you keep reading, it says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you." So he gives us a practical thing to do. When you think of yokes, back in the day, they took an ox who was like a younger, more immature ox, and they paired them with a stronger ox and put the yoke, which is like that thing around their necks, so that the older one, the wiser one, the more mature ox can pave the way for the younger one and kind of teach him. And so it's really just submission. Submission. So when you think about it, when you take Jesus's yoke, you're submitting to his authority over your life, and you're saying, I am not God. I am not going to run my own life anymore. I'm going to give you authority over me, which really just means you're going to trust him. You're going to let him guide you. You're going to let him make decisions for you. And I watched a sermon about it, and the pastor was talking about when we are laying our burdens down, what we need to do is get on our knees, put our hands in the air, and tell him everything. Don't leave anything out. Tell him all the crap that you're dealing with, all the stuff that you are carrying with you and that is just getting so heavy. Allow God, though, to tell you what your burden is. Sometimes, when I was separated from my husband and I was very angry, I was thinking he was my burden. But as time went on, I allowed God to tell me what my burden was actually not him. It was my people pleasing and codependency, which is really just idolatry, and I had that on my husband. So when I found out that was my burden, I was able to basically give it to Jesus and become more honest in my relationships, honest with people, not try to please everybody so that everyone likes me. That's really what people pleasing was for me. I just wanted everyone to like me. I wanted them to be happy so that in turn they would make me happy and say nice things about me. So it was more of a manipulation, control sort of thing. But when God told me that's my burden, and I've been carrying it with me for so long, and I was praying for peace, but I didn't really understand how to have that peace, I was able to lay it down, and I'm still laying it down because I think sometimes some people's burdens are something that someone did to you, or an event that happened that you had no control over. Or I think of even to when my sister was sick, like I took it upon myself to try to heal her. I thought God needed me to have faith in order to heal her. So I was carrying this burden around with me. It was on me. But it just was weighing me down. It was like having a ton of rocks on your back. You can't rest when rocks are on your back. But Jesus is saying he's big enough to carry them. First, we have to believe it. We have to believe that God is who he says he is. And he is able, he's big enough to carry those burdens for us. So when we are on when we are on our knees, our hands are in the air, we tell him everything that we're feeling. And just say, I don't know how to deal with it and I need you. And read Bible verses that are promises to us that when we do lay our burdens down, he will give us peace and rest, and he is joy, and he will heal us. As we are lifting our hands, they're starting to get heavy, and at the end they will fall, and the moment that it falls, it's just like a physical representation that God took our burden. We gave God our burdens. He can't take them, we have to give them. When we try to pick it back up, because oftentimes we try to give him our burden, but it's right there, accessible, and we pick it back up because we feel like we know better and we can deal with it, and we can fix things, we can fix other people. But if we do it, we're gonna make a mess out of it. So when we try to pick it back up, just remember the weight of our hands. If you have to lift like a weight in your hands as you do it. And then as it falls, just remember how heavy it was and that we can't carry it anymore. We give it to Jesus. But first, before we do that, you must accept Jesus' love first. You have to accept his forgiveness for you first. Because if you are not in Christ Jesus, you can't give him your burdens. So first, accept Christ's forgiveness for you. Believe that he is who he says he is, that he's big enough and wants to carry your burdens for you. And then get on your knees, cry out to him, and give him your burdens. I hope you can do that and that you will live free, because Jesus died so that you can be free. Bye.